In this video, I'm going to give you an introduction to the workspace inside Photoshop. And so when you open it up, it'll look somewhat similar to this. When you have documents that you've previously opened, you'll see them down here at the bottom. And to create a new document, you go to the option for Create New on the side over here, or File and New. And this will come up with a dialog box that looks very similar to what we had in Illustrator. And you'll see that here it is almost exactly the same in terms of creating pixels. You can set the inches, you can set picas or points if you're doing publications. And there are also defaults built into the top. For example, if you go to print at the very top, you'll see options for letter, as well as tabloid size, and you'll see the 8.5 by 11 inches. And because we are continuing to work in the digital space this semester, we're going to go back to creating just a default one. So I'm just going to go to recent, and inside here, I'm going to make it 800 pixels by 800 pixels with a resolution of 72 pixels per inch, since we're designing for the screen, as well as RGB color. If you were designing for print, I might suggest switching to CMYK, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And we can keep all of these the same, except making sure that you are keeping square pixels at the bottom, since we will be working in video. And then you hit create. And when you open it up, yours will likely look like this. This is the Essentials workspace. And actually, this is maybe not what it looks like. Maybe it might look like this. And this is the Essentials workspace. And what I did is I went to the Workspace panel at the top, went to Essentials, and I did Reset Essentials just to get it back to working in this standard space. You will see our tools on the left-hand side and several panels that are open on the right. You will see adjustments here to indicate types of adjustments that are non-destructive for working in Photoshop, as well as the layers panel is going to be something that's always open inside Photoshop. And this is where we're going to see the different sort of organizational stacks of our layers. And remember, what is on top is what we're going to see first. And so we're going to be working a lot with blending and transforming layers into each other to create some interesting composites. The power of Photoshop comes in where it is a raster-based program. And what I mean by that is if I bring in an image, file, place linked, and say I just bring in this image of the composer tendon, and this is going to be a very large image. I'm going to hit enter to place it, and Control or Command plus to zoom in. If I zoom in, and I'm going to keep zooming in as far as I can go, notice that the closer I get, everything here is made up of pixels. And these are the smaller sort of squares. This allows me to blend objects more seamlessly than if I was working in a vector-based program. Vector-based program, remember, works on mathematics and points where you can scale an image down to an infinitely small size and up to an infinitely large size without a loss in the image itself or the quality. Whereas here you see that it's made up of all of these different component parts. So if we look at, this is the side of the face, right? All of these are made up of these gradating color forms of his particular skin tone. And so if I zoom out, right, from far away, and this is at 108%, so this isn't even zoomed out to just 100% view. There we go. And I can do Control or Command 0 to zoom to fit to screen. And here you see that we don't see any of those pixels. And so this is the benefit of working in a raster-based program like Photoshop, where you can blend images and layers much more seamlessly into each other so that you can create very smooth transitions between elements.